Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called What is Your Venom? And we're going to look at what makes you a badass, what happens when people piss you off, okay? And what spirit is throwing back at the haters, okay? So I thought this would be a fun reading to do. There won't be any extended reading today, but there are 4 piles to choose from, and you can listen to more than one pile if you're in one of those moods and you just want to feel the energy, okay? We are also going to, in this reading, we're going to have 4 songs here, and we're going to have 4 plants as well that every pile is going to get assigned here as I randomly deal them out to the piles. And the plants are all toxic. Like they all can, definitely they have venom, they have toxicity. And it's not to say, we're not using toxic here in a bad way. We're using it in a good way. What's your venom? What's your power? Okay, what makes you a badass? And we're definitely going to get into some shadow energies in this reading. So if you're just a constant, everything has to be love and light and, all of that, then this may not be the reading for you, because we're definitely going to get into it here. And we're going to look at what happens when people feel your venom, okay? And for those of you that have had haters, fake friends, just a lot of jealous people around you, we are going to get into what spirit is actually throwing back at the haters, okay? So for those of you that haven't checked out my Instagram or my TikTok, you can find details below to check that out. If you like this style of reading where we're not just always kind of talking about relationships, etc., you can find my other channel, which is Light of Ascension Tarot. And I do more readings kind of like this, where we do more of more about you or more about your path, etc. And I thought this would be really fun to do on this channel though. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And what else? Any other announcements that I need to make? I think that's about it, okay? But let's go through the songs that we have to choose from. So the songs in no particular order are, the first song is Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion. The second song is Venom by Eminem, okay? The third song is Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy. And the fourth song is Nevermind by Dennis Lloyd, okay? So we are gonna go ahead, we have all these songs here. We have 4 songs, they're gonna be randomly mixed up to any single pile. We also have 4 poisonous plants that are gonna be, or can be poisonous or toxic plants assigned to each pile too. We have the stinging nettle, foxglove, wormwood, and cohosh, okay? So we are gonna go ahead and get into it, and let's go ahead and do it right now. Spirits, angels, and guides, please help me assign the right song to the right pile for maximum venom. For maximum venom, for the collective, for messages of healing, fun, cool, venom messages. Let's get it, okay? So this is gonna go with pile 1. This is gonna be with pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And then we're gonna go ahead and give a plant to every single pile. Spirit, please work with me and assign the proper plants to each pile as well. All right, let's do it. So everybody's getting a song and a plant and a bunch of oracle cards, and we are gonna go ahead and get into it. For those of you drawn to pile number 1, you're gonna choose the yellow tea light for my pile number 1s. For those of you that are drawn to pile number 2, you'll choose the orange tea light. For those of you that are drawn to pile number 3, you'll choose the red tea light. And for those of you that are drawn to pile number 4, you'll choose the blue tea light, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the other piles aside for now. And we are gonna go ahead and get into it. We are gonna have some fun on this reading and talk about your venom. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Speaking of venom, got a little, oh my God, my tablecloth is a little dirty, right? Venom, dirty. I had this whole, venom is dirty. No, it's not, of course, right? But I had this whole thing of B12 spray on my counter this morning, and the whole thing like fell over and the whole like red all over my countertop. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely time to do this reading today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and today's reading is called What's Your Venom, okay? We're gonna look at what makes you a total badass. We're gonna look at what happens when people piss you off and what spirit is doing to basically throw energy back to the haters, okay? If you're like uncomfortable with swearing or intensity or those kind of like hype vibes, or you're afraid of everything has to be love and light, etc., then this may not be the reading for you, pile number 1, okay? But for those of you that want to stick around and see what is your venom, we are going to go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and do it. And every single pile got a song that was pre-shuffled to your pile at the beginning of the reading, and also you have a poisonous toxic plant, okay, as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 1s, and let's look at their ability to spit some venom. Let's do it, pile number 1. So your song is, oh my God, talking about spitting some venom. Your song is Venom by Eminem, okay? And Eminem, of course, for those of you that aren't familiar, I'm guessing a lot of you are familiar with his music, but back in the early 2000s, etc., he kind of came on the scene, and he was one of the only like white rappers out there, and he was definitely like Dr. Dre took him under his wing. A lot of you are gonna know Eminem, okay? But let's go ahead and read the lyrics that I chose for you. In the song, he talks about being a combination of a kamikaze and Gandhi, okay? Quite a combination. And in the lyrics, he says, I've got a song filled for the strong-willed. When the world gives you a raw deal, sets you off until you scream, piss off, screw you. When the world talks to you like you don't belong and tells you you're in the wrong field. Knock, knock, let the devil in. Malevolent as I've ever been. Head spinning, this medicine screaming, let us in, okay? Edgar Allan Poe should have been dead a long time ago. And I know they're gonna hate, but I don't care. I can barely wait to hit him with the snare and the bass, square in the face. The world better prepare to get laced because they're gonna taste my venom. Okay, pile number 1. So awesome. I love those lyrics. And we have Kohash and Repel, okay? So I'm just going to read a little bit from my book here about what this energy is as far as this plant. This plant can be toxic. There's blue Kohish, black Kohish, different kinds, and people sometimes take it for like its medicinal value, but if you take too much of it, if you basically take the wrong kind or take too much, it can be very toxic, okay? So we are gonna go ahead and look at this plant. The energy of repelling. You're gonna taste my venom. When the world gives you a raw deal, tells you that you don't belong, right? Especially with the world telling us like, you're different, you don't belong, you shouldn't be in this field, how dare you, the audacity of you, right? I feel like you in pile number 1, you guys have, it's the audacity and your confidence that propels you forward. Now, in this song, he talks about being the combination of a kamikaze and Gandhi. So there's a lot of references to India in this song too. So you guys may have a connection to India or to Gandhi, but it's also about like, talking about I'm a kamikaze, but I'm also Gandhi, like spiritual, but also like if you fuck with me, you're gonna taste my venom, okay? So I love this, and talk about you guys repelling people with that. So let's see. Black Kohish is often used as a dietary supplement and medicinally as a remedy for gynecological and other disorders, including sore throats, kidney problems, and depression. This plant is poisonous in large doses and can irritate the nerve centers and can interfere with birth control, and in some cases may cause abortion, okay? The root is a hypnotic, sedative, and tonic, It is harvested in the autumn, all right? One of the most striking features of black cohosh is its medicinal smell, which repels many insects, okay? So you guys repelling insects, leeches, the people that would irritate you and annoy you, okay? And yeah, it may be a strange word to see in an oracle context, but there are many situations in which rejecting, ejecting, repelling, or warding off may be necessary. Consider what to do with bad energy, the unwelcome advances of someone, or even your own negative thoughts and feelings. Push away things that are holding you back or weighing you down, such as negative self-talk, draining people, or situations. Yeah, definitely he's talking about when the world gives you a raw deal and they don't expect you. And he's like, I can't wait to hit him with the snare and the bass, all right? So pushing away the things that are holding you back or weighing you down. Dwelling on the negative is seldom helpful. In the tarot deck, the Six of Swords is one card that speaks of cutting ties and moving on. Okay, also the Devil card, especially in reverse, could be a warning of negative bonds or dependencies that are holding you back. Separations, endings, and rejection. These are all difficult parts of the human experience, but sometimes these radical actions are needed for new growth. Okay, other names for cohosh are black snake root, rattle root, and black baneberry, okay? So talking about repelling those and pushing those away who don't believe in you, who told you you don't belong, pile number one, and you're gonna hit them with the snare and the bass, baby. So let's go ahead and see what makes pile number one such a badass. Ooh, we have the Emperor, right? So it's like, I don't give a fuck. I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. And yeah, I'm not going to take anybody's shit. And if I don't fit into the definition that you think I should, whatever, I can stand on my own. Okay, with the Emperor here, we have first house and self. So definitely a lot of, I think Eminem, I think he's a Libra, if I recall right. But talking about the first house energy and the Emperor energy, a lot of Aries energy here. Talking about repelling what isn't good for the self. For you guys, talking about how you'll just go lock yourself in the room with a pad and paper, making up the freshest, dopest rhymes ever, you know, whether, you know, what in whatever field you do, right? Whether it's writing, whether it's music, whether it's corporate, whether it's a 9-to-5 day job, like you guys just basically going at it until you come up with something that hits like the snare and the bass, okay? And we see that with the first house is the confidence here that you guys have, and they're gonna taste my venom, okay? We have trine and flow. So you're very in flow with yourself, pile number one. You know exactly what you want with the Emperor, and you've got that confidence to stand on your own, to be the first in the field, where maybe you know, you aren't expected to succeed, right? There's a lot of people that go into fields like a woman in construction or, you know, where people just don't expect that person to succeed or to do as well as they do. But talk about, you know, badass boss energy with the Emperor, all right? And the thing is with this trine and flow is you guys are really good at what you do. You are. And you aren't afraid to like, just be yourself either with this first house and just show off your talents and skills. We have shark. Nice, 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 nice. I'm so glad. I had a feeling the shark was going to come out here. Look at these teeth. All right. So yeah, I can't wait to hit him with the snare and the bass, square in the face. The world better prepare to get laced with the shark energy, shark and flow. Baby, like people gotta watch out for you, pile number one, because they are unexpected. You know, a shark is in these dark waters, right? Swimming and swimming, and these guppies swimming around don't have any idea what's coming. You know, they're about to get hit with the snare and the bass. They're about to get hit with the shark. All right, so pile number one, I love it. We have failure. Okay, so the Emperor has gone through, like, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn, right? And when Eminem was studying to like, well, I don't think he was ever really studying. I think he just was a rapper inherently in him. But there must have been moments when he doubted himself. There must have been moments when he didn't know if he had what it took, right? And through failure, through setbacks, right? Because he says in the song, when the world gives you a raw deal, when it talks to you like you don't belong and tells you you're in the wrong field, right? People telling him, oh, you can't be a rapper, or this would never work for you, right? Just makes you stronger, pile number one, okay? We have regret. I know I cannot change the past. So again, I feel like this is what happens when people treat you the way that they do. They regret it, okay? And when people treat you like you don't belong, or they're gonna regret it, okay? Like it says in the song, is I can't wait to hit him with the snare and the bass square in the face. You're gonna taste my venom. And people are gonna regret that they missed an opportunity to get to know you or to be a part of your life. I feel pile number one, okay? And you know, also here talking about if you've experienced failures, some failures in your life, or felt like you didn't belong, or with this repel energy, felt like the things that you want are just like, you know, or you're like, I don't want to have regrets, right? And I feel like that's another thing that Spirit is saying here, that you don't want to have regrets, right? You want to totally be yourself, pile number one. We have the answers that you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So something about being in flow with your words, and like I said, kind of sitting in the bedroom, or sitting in your office, or sitting at the table with a pen and paper until you kind of work through it, all right? And I do feel like you guys, this is where you're gonna do your best work, and when you get into flow. We also have Aries and Gemini energy here too. We have calling in the storm. Okay, yeah, this is, I love that you guys got this card 30, calling in the storm. You're not afraid, pile number one. You are not afraid, okay? And sometimes you may have taken some risks with the Emperor and the first house. You may have taken some risks in the past, and you know, with failure and regret, you may be like, shit, I shouldn't have done that, or I acted a little bit too quickly, right? But the answers that you are coming are the answers that you seek are coming, pile number one, okay? And with this shark energy calling in the storm, I'm not afraid, okay? It's almost through your trials, you've become stronger, okay? And you're like, if these people want to kind of face me down, if they want to go toe to toe with the shark, or they want to taste my venom, then have at it, right? Have at it. I'm not afraid of that anymore. I love that. We have opportunities and key. So a lot of opportunities for you guys coming out of situations that maybe felt like failures at the time. A lot of lessons and a lot of new opportunities. Oh, and look at this. Wisdom, okay? So my wisdom made blessings. There's a song that says something about my wisdom made blessings. But yeah, so again here, it's like what you've learned, especially in situations when you're like, oh, I wish that could have happened differently. You know, maybe when you were younger, you went off a lot on people, or you went off a lot on things, or maybe you wanted to have more of this energy when you were younger. Now you're older and wiser, I feel, pile number one. And yeah, and you understand yourself more. You do not want to live with any regrets, okay? We have innocence here. Wow, okay. So something about, you know, I feel like this is, although this is the World card in this deck, I feel like this is also the Fool, okay? Because we're looking at this grasshopper, we're looking at taking the leap, at being a young grasshopper, you know, and what it takes, right? Because if we knew, right, if we knew sometimes ahead of time how long a journey would be, or how much it would take, pile number one, maybe we would not set out on it. Maybe we wouldn't, right? But here it's talking about like just going ahead and taking that leap. And ooh, we have the Lovers. Nice. So again, with calling in the storm here, yeah, I feel like, you know, the person that you're with, or the person in your life, the people that you align to, the partnerships, the friendships, the ones that stick around and the ones that really resonate are the ones that are gonna see your softer side underneath it and see your excitement about life and new things and new ideas and new things that you can try. And they're really going to be happy about that for you, okay? And and with this Lovers card, these two are also facing off here. So I feel like you guys are not afraid to kind of meet people toe to toe as an equal, okay? Like toe to toe as an equal, go toe to toe if necessary. We have Three of Swords here, isolation. So again, when a lot of these opportunities come, it can be arising out of a sense of failure, out of a sense that that didn't work or I can't do that, right? And from that misery, from that like sense of, oh my gosh, feeling really triggered, like something was a failure, that is where you rise up on purpose, pile number one, and that is where you grow wiser and stronger and success really happens for you, okay? We have Eight of Cups here, so it's like you saying, I don't need this situation anymore. I would rather go off on my own, right? Talking about the energy of repelling and just saying like, look at these beautiful 8 cups, you know? Actually, it looks like, well, no, that's 8. I was gonna say it looks more like 12 cups, but it's 8 cups. And I feel like you guys are just like, fuck it. You know, the 8 of Cups is the fuck it card. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna walk away from this, fuck it. You know, how am I going to walk away from this opportunity? I feel like a failure. I feel like some of that may have come out in you guys at times, pile number one. But, you know, the thing is that you were just going off into an unexplored territory that nobody else has really dealt with or explored before, okay? Yeah, and it takes you, look at these 2 8s side by side, 8 of Chalices to 8 of Flames, like something that you felt was abandoned or a failure, a relationship or a project, whatever it was, right? I feel like it catapults you guys into this 8 of Flames, into this portal, 8-8 energy here. And 8-8 is actually Lionsgate, and that's in Leo season, and that's coming up in a couple of months here. So if some of you guys have been dealing with some losses and you've been taking some losses and you've been like, this isn't, you know, when is this going to shift, right? I feel like, you know, August is when it's going to shift. And I feel like the number 8 is very important here for you guys, okay? It's like my failures made blessings, or yeah. And, you know, hit them with the base. And the snare is totally like 8 of Flames energy. It's like the arrow, like firing off, right? I can't wait to hit him with the base and the snare. So it's gonna happen, pile number one. If you're in this energy and you're like, when is this gonna happen? You know, I feel I've learned many lessons about success and the way I see things and communication and, you know, some of the energies that I felt in working with other people and how maybe I felt like I was repelling love out of my life. I feel like some of you guys may have gone through that journey here, but you know, it's in the leaving that you guys are kind of catapulted into this new portal is what I feel. And it's totally going to steer your life in another direction. To me, this 8 of Flames feels like a Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's having the guts and courage to walk away from something that other people would never walk away from. Now, the other thing that I think here too is this 8 of Cups talking about feeling like you don't belong, feeling like, you know, the world gave you a raw deal or that you don't belong or you're in the wrong field, okay? But guess what? Like, when you guys go off on your own, when you do that, you're going to leave quite the trace behind you. And then you're going to surprise everybody with this 8 of Flames, 8 of Wands. All right. And we have here divine disguise, right? So interesting. Yeah. Like when you take off your mask, pile number one, and you show people, when you call in this storm and you show up with that shark energy, and people really see how far you've come, they're gonna taste your venom. All right, pile number one. So let's go ahead. I'm getting the S names right now too. Let's go ahead and get into let's see. All right, so we're going to ask the questions that I talked about at the beginning of the reading. So what makes pile number 1 a complete badass? All right, 2 of Pentacles. So, you know, it's like you're not afraid. Like this 2 of Pentacles to me sort of looks like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I standing here doing this, like juggling? Why, you know, the 2 of Pentacles somehow kind of always reminds me of the Fool in a way, especially in this reading. It's like, especially with the hat, you know, it's like, why am I standing here doing this? It's like probably the feelings that Eminem got, like, and probably Eminem got when he first started rapping, like, you know, I mean, I think he came out like probably like a tiger with a lot of like Emperor energy, first house, self flow, right in that flow. But it's also like, you know, I'm not sure. What am I doing here? I don't belong, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of awkward. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like just staying the course anyway. Just staying the course anyway. Being willing to show up and put yourself in the arena, all right? And just staying the course anyway and growing in your skills and ability, pile number 1, okay? Yeah, there's the Fool. That's exactly what I was talking about. And also, this is about you guys, the people that are doing things the tried and true way. The reason they judge you and don't understand you, pile number 1, is because you try things and take risks that these people could not dream to take, okay? And you stick with it. And, you know, underneath it, you may, with this divine disguise here, you may try to come off as, you know, like, yeah, I'm not any different. Or you may be juggling kind of like, it's like living that double life where you have a 9 to 5 and then you've got something else that you do that's completely different and shocking to people, okay? And I feel like here with this Fool card, expect the unexpected, you know? And people that want to do things the same way and have everybody be the same, and you know, like they're gonna get met with your energy, with this Fool energy of like, pow in the face, hit him with the snare and the base, pile number 1, okay? And the original ideas, the new ideas, the freshness that you bring to things that are just like boring and routine, I feel like is something that makes you really badass. I also think, you know, your willingness to not fit in and to be yourself and to be wild and free like the Fool is your venom as well, okay? We have the Page of Cups. So, you know, a lot of it just comes from your willingness to try something. And people don't see, maybe behind the scenes, sometimes that you struggle or that you, you know, that you may doubt yourself at times, okay? Or that you may be like, you know, that everything has to start somewhere, okay? Everything has to start somewhere. And what starts off as something that you feel passionate about or something that you feel drawn to or an idea that really pops off for you ends up being, you know, the thing that you guys end up taking out into the world and really surprising people with. Okay, so one more card. What makes pile number 1 a badass? The Tower. Yeah, that's coming out right on top of this shark energy and calling in the storm, right? So I also feel like, you know, you guys are like, it's like you can take what people say and not let it bother you that much. I also feel like too, pile number 1, okay, with this Page of Cups here, because it's not like, it's like the world could have so many opinions about what it is that you're doing and how it is that you do things. But I feel like you guys just kind of, you know, let it roll off your shoulder. You're like dirt off the shoulder, you know? I'm fucking doing this anyway, okay? And I feel like sometimes you guys can go through like major crises as well, big time crises, breakups, hardships, you know, and you come out of it with a new idea. You come out of it with a new perspective and you come out of it lighthearted, You know, you come out of it like lighthearted and ready to present something new, is what I feel. And yeah, and people not seeing how much maybe you practiced behind the scenes, and how much you had to risk, and how much you had to risk looking like a fool, right? At times, but that you were just still pushed forward anyway, right? We have the Five of Wands. So a lot of people may be thinking that you inject like some type of chaos into the situation too, that things were going along just fine, and then you come along and now you injected some new ideas, and you did it in a way that was kind of very benign, where people weren't really there, but it ends up like causing a big stink, or causing, like, I feel like sometimes when people, when your energy comes into this situation, other people may kind of get kind of shrill. Okay, I'm just getting that word shrill. Like their voice is starting to rise, or they're kind of like worried about what's going to happen next. It's like, I feel like some people can't handle your level of unpredictiveness. Okay. And let's see what happens when people piss off pile number one. What happens? Queen of Wands. You are gonna taste my venom, okay? When people piss you off, you're like, whatever, like, I'll see you on the court. I'll see you that and raise you, whatever, and I'll beat you anyway, right? I mean, the Queen of Wands is very dignified, but I also feel like she's competitive. Like, if you don't like me, then let's let this play out and see how it goes, okay? And I feel like you guys are also like, you know, when you get pissed off, you're just like, well, that's interesting, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. All right. And yeah, you guys are like, of course they're pissed off, right? Of course they're pissed off. I'm being super, super hot over here. Let's go ahead and see what happens. I feel like when people piss you off, you guys just go and get in your creativity. You just go into the lab with a paper and pen, right? Like Eminem says, or Dr. Dre, like you guys just go and sharpen your skills when people piss you off. Yeah, and I think you guys think it's funny. Nine of Cups. You're like, haha. You wish you could have what I have. You wish you could do what I do. You wish you could be in my position. You wish you could have my confidence. You fucking wish, all right? Nine of Cups. You're going to taste my venom, okay? So, yeah, you guys think it's kind of funny, all right? And good for you. Yeah, you're like, I see this Page of Cups is kind of like winking and smiling, like, oh, yeah, this isn't going to hurt too much, right? In this song, I think Eminem actually says, what does he say? He says, this isn't going to feel like a love tap. Page of Cups, right? The Tower and the Page of Cups. This isn't going to feel like a love tap, okay? Because, yeah, I'm coming at you full frontal, full face, the Fool, all right? Running into the Knight of Pentacles, running into the people that never want to change, right? And I think you guys think it's funny. Good for you, pile number one. Okay, so what is Spirit throwing back at the haters for you, pile number one? What is Spirit throwing back at the haters for you? What is the Emperor? Oh my God, here you are again with the Emperor, right? It's like, yeah, Spirit is just like, nah, you're not fucking with pile number one. They've been doing this for many lifetimes. They know exactly what they're doing. They have all the inner authority that they need. And I feel like this is your guide, like looking at the people that come at you, like, what are you doing? You know, it's like the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, right? And your guide, like looking at people, like you can try to, you know, you can try to throw pile one off here with the Five of Wands. You can try, but they're too strong for you. Like, and I think they're looking at the people that come at you as like being super weak, honestly. Like they're like, you can keep trying, but pile number one isn't going anywhere. And, you know, if you want to try to even, you would have to get through me first to get to pile number 1. And this guide is not fucking around. The ancestors are not fucking around. Like, they're just looking at people's weak ass attempts to kind of throw you off. And they're like, not today. All right. And that's why I think you guys think it's funny when people are acting like haters to you, because you're like, yeah, you wish you could, like, I feel like you get intrigued with it for a second, but then you start laughing and you're like, whatever, man. Yeah, and we have this 3 of Swords coming up again here too. So, I mean, talking about laughing through the pain, pile number 1, all right? Like, it's not an easy journey. If you look at Eminem and like how he grew up, and, you know, his family situation, and, you know, the pain that he went through, and turning this pain into, you know, art and drive and all of that. I feel like this 3 of Swords has come out twice for you, and this Emperor has come out twice for you. So, you know, your guides are like, nice try. You know, pile number 1's already been through a lot in their life to get them to where they are today. And these, you know, wuss ass attempts to bring pile number 1 down isn't gonna work, okay? Because pile number 1 has already faced a lot of challenges and has risen to the occasion, all right? So thank you so much, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And for those of you that enjoyed this reading or like this style of reading, check out my new channel, Light of Ascension Tarot. On that channel, we do more like spiritual type readings, or more readings about you and where you're at in your life, rather than, you know, so much relationship stuff. So if you do like this, check out my other channel, and link will be in the description box below. Take care, pile number 1, and we will see you again next time. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange tea light, and today's reading is called What's Your Venom, okay? And we're gonna be looking at what makes you a badass, what happens when people piss you off, okay? And what spirit is throwing back at the haters, okay, for you. Now, if you're very sensitive to certain language, or you just want to be all love and light, and you don't want to get into any kind of, you know, anger or intense emotions, etc., you know, we'll see where the reading goes, right, pile number 2. But if you're generally turned off by that, I would say don't watch this reading. There's a lot of other readings that you can watch, okay? Because this reading, we're going to get into it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Into the thick of it, right, pile number 2? Let's do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful remote energy of my pile number 2s. I don't know why remote came up. I'm also getting the name Ramona. If some of you guys know one, or had one in your family, or you saw something with that, or I am getting the R names, okay? But something about being remote, I feel like, for you guys. All right, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and see what is your venom, pile number 2. Oh my God. You guys have Turn My Swag On by Soldier Boy. Okay, so everybody got a song, everybody got a plant as well. Every pile got like a toxic, you know, poisonous plant as well, because we're looking at what's your venom. So your lyrics for Turn My Swag On by Soldier Boy, let's go ahead and see. So he says in the song, I hopped off the bed and turned my swag on. Took a look in the mirror and said, what's up? Yeah, I'm getting money. I got a question. Why are they hating on me? I didn't do anything to them but count this money and put my team on. I'm back again. I know a lot of you all thought I wasn't coming back. I had to prove them wrong, got back into the studio and came up with another hit. Now, every time you see me spit, everywhere you hear me rhyme, every time you see me in your state or town, say what's up. Okay, and I like this song because it's like, I feel like he's saying, I'm about to, you know, I'm about to turn my swag on, right? And came back into the studio with another hit. So maybe people were thinking that you were kind of laying back, pile number 2, or that you were kind of remote, or because I was getting that remote energy that you were kind of taking a step back, or you were kind of like taking yourself out a little bit. But in this song, Soldier Boy is like, I'm gonna turn it on, turn my swag on. And I feel like that's your guys' venom, is people don't expect that, because maybe you're just like, oh, no, I'm sweet, I'm nice, or I'm hanging back, or I'm getting kind of that Libra energy of like, oh, I'll hang back, or yeah, that's fine, or whatever. But when you guys wake up in the morning and you decide it's on, it is on. And when you turn it on, there it is, okay? And I feel like people, they get, when you do turn it on, it's immediate for you. You guys could be rapid manifestors as well too, and people can't understand, like, how does pile number 2 do that? How do they rapid manifest? I feel like I want to do things with my hands right now, or do some type of magic with my hands. But yeah, and people, when you come out of nowhere, out of left field, pile number 2, I feel like people get a little bit haterade on you because of that. And in the song too, he's talking about, he's putting his team on and his whole clique is stunning, and it's like, I feel like you guys bring other people up with you too. If they're good people, it's like you will bring others up with you, and you will help others rise to the occasion as well. And I feel like you guys do this in a very beautiful way. And it's like, well, why are they, I have a question. Why are these people hating on me? Because all I did is sit here and count this money, all right? So, and talking about being remote too and traveling, every time you see me, every time you hear me rhyme, every time you see me in your state or town, say what's up. So you guys may be traveling or going places or moving, things like that, and you're just like, peace. And wherever you go, you turn your swag on, okay? So let's go ahead and get your toxic poisonous plant, pile number 2. We have the stinging nettle. Nice. Tribulation with the stinging nettle. And the stinging nettle plant, if you touch it, the hairs on it will like give people rashes. And it's not like it will kill you or anything. Like, you guys have this sweet energy, I feel like, in pile number 2, like, of trying to help others and be there for others. But also, like, if somebody does you dirty, like, they are gonna get the consequences of it. It's like, if they touch the hairs of that, if they do something in that way to upset your balance, I feel like, people are gonna come down like with an irritation, right? Because yeah, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and read a little bit about the stinging nettle. I'm not going to go like read everything. I'm just going to kind of read what I can here. Okay, so it says, let's see, if you ever unwittingly encounter a stinging nettle, as I have on many hikes, you will not soon forget the burning, painful welts that it caused that may plague you for days. This quality gives to its oracle property tribulation. Some species of stinging nettle are so strong they can cause lockjaw or even death. Wow. I didn't know that. The very mechanism that causes so much trouble is part of the wonder of this plant. Among the chemicals that the plant produces are serotonin, histamine, and formic acids. These substances have very powerful applications in pharmacology and are used to treat everything from like arthritis to an enlarged prostate. It's also a wonderful food source. It's interesting to see that something that can cause so much pain can also be so useful. That's you, pile number 2, right? Okay. Yeah, the Tower card from the tarot deck as well as the Death card both speak to tribulation as a catalyzing agent, right? Catalyzing things. The things that cause us the most pain can sometimes also be the things that bring out the best in us. Separation, loss, failure, these are all bitter pills to swallow, but can lead to great strength and new opportunity. Okay, white dead nettle, common nettle, some names for it here. But yeah, I mean, if you're on a hike and you accidentally swipe past it, you know, you might get some skin irritation, right? If you go jump into a field of it, it looks like you could die, okay? So pile number 2, depending on how serious it gets, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. Are people gonna feel your sting and feel your venom? Let's go ahead and see, what is pile number 2's venom? We have the Hermit card. Okay, so we could have some Virgo energy here too. I talked about Virgo and Libra. But yeah, like it talks about perfection in the way that you also remote with the Hermit, that energy of remote and pulling back and being on your own journey and then coming back from it and being like, and people being like, shit, like pile number 2 learned so much. They know so much. They're so much more skillful, right? And it talks about perfecting that skill. Turn my swag on. Scorpio, the animal, right? It's like people don't understand underneath it how determined you are. Pile number 2, how determined you are. And in Turn My Swag On, in that song, it talks about Soulja Boy talking about, you know, I'm gonna die for this gold ever since I was 9 years old. And the Hermit is card number 9 too, right? So something about here about coming from nothing and coming back to the top, right? Like starting when you're 9 years old and, you know, knowing that, and he says, I'm going to die for this gold in the song, right? Talking about the Death card and Scorpio, Hermit energy, like still waters run deep, don't they? Pile number 2, okay? And people not really expecting, maybe you have a quiet demeanor with the Hermit. Maybe you have, you know, maybe sometimes you just disappear from the fray and you're off doing your own thing, but look at you come back, the animal, all right? And the thing is, in the song, it says, I know a lot of you thought I wasn't coming back, but here I am. Also, I feel like with that lyric, it's talking about incarnating again, okay? Like a lot of people maybe thought that you were done with the earth plane, even enemies from your past, pile number 2, thinking that you're done with the earth plane and you're not coming back. But surprise, motherfucker, right? With the Scorpio energy here, surprise, I'm back. Honey's home, right? Ooh, damn. We got Pluto in transformation, okay? So, yeah, like you're back again for another journey and it's deeper than ever, right? And, you know, talk about getting hit with the stinger and the scorpion and the stinging nettle. Like, you know, you're all like, I feel like you guys mind your own business and you do have a service heart and you want to help others with this Hermit energy. But if somebody, you know, oppresses others or bullies or any of this kind of energy or just acts, you know, fucked up to the people that you care about, I feel like there comes your stinger. There it comes. Turn it on. Turn my swag on, okay? And we have the Deer, right? I feel like this is the people that you deal with sometimes and it's very unexpected. Like they're just like, yeah, I wasn't expecting that because you are such a dear or you are such a sweetheart. Pile number 2. I'm getting that. You guys remember the show Jersey Shore? And I think there was a girl on there named Sammy Sweetheart. And I don't know why she just popped into my head. But like she was like supposedly, I think, I don't really remember the show, but she was supposedly like really nice or something. And like, you know, nice to people or whatever, but if you tried to fuck with her boyfriend or you tried to fuck with her, you know, friends or whatever, I think she could really morph from being a sweet deer to being like an animal, okay? And I don't know why that just came into my head. But also with the deer, I think of like the deer woman and like trampling people to death too, okay? So, I mean, it's all sweet and nice until people really like piss you off, I feel like, pile number 2. And also, it's not just pissing you off because maybe you don't even get pissed that often or even show it that often with Scorpio and the Hermit energy. It's like maybe you keep that energy kind of down in you, but I feel like, you know, it's like it can be a big sting or cause some death, right? Pluto and transformation, or it can just be a light, like, don't be doing that warning with you guys when you guys are mad. Like, don't do that. It's a warning. You may tell people kind of like that. All right. Success. I know there is no greater goal than to love. Okay, and this is talking about sometimes I feel like you guys just want to like be remote or escape from things, or maybe you just might peace out for a while, and I do feel you guys are service oriented, but this success energy is talking about, you know, being in service to love too, right? Which I know you guys are, and peace. Wow. Yeah, that is coming out under the scorpionic energy. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy, probably energies from past lives as well. It's 11:11 on my clock right now, pile number 2. So you know I'm speaking truth to you, babies. And yeah, here's 11:11. If you don't believe me, there it is on my clock right there. So yeah, there's a lot of success and peace. There's a lot of peace and success and I feel like peace is important to you guys. You may like being in nature, or sometimes you just want to escape into the mountains or just get away. Because I feel like peace is very important in this lifetime to you. And I do feel like with this deer energy, you try to maintain that emotional balance and peace. We have third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Okay, so again, whenever I see this card, I think of like the Justice card and Libra energy. So we could have Scorpio and Libra energy along with Virgo here. But adjustments are required. And you guys may tell people that, like, you know, like I said, with the warning kind of energy, like giving people a warning and saying, you know, like that kind of a thing. Okay. We have hiding your true self, card 14, and this is coming out under the deer energy. So I feel like, you know, a lot of times you guys don't want to really cause trouble, and you don't really want to like maybe show too much of this more animal side of yourself. And maybe that's why you want to just remote yourself at times or pull yourself out of situations, and also for your own peace of mind. And I don't really feel like it's hiding your true self, pile number 2. I feel like it's more like just hiding aspects of yourself that you, in this lifetime, you really don't want to highlight maybe as much as you did in past lives, okay? And there can be, I feel a little bit of worry energy too, particularly like with, am I living my path? Am I reacting as I should, right? And there may be moments that you do steal yourself away because you don't want to make those mistakes. And so you do try to be a little bit careful, I feel like here, pile number 2, because I think you know you have that kind of intense energy. And I feel like some of you guys in pile number 2, if you really wanted to, like, you guys can curse people. I feel like, you know, and of course, like, our guides can protect us and we all have free will, but I also feel like you kind of have that power. All right. It's a question of, like, you know, is it a little warning or is it a full on stamp your face out, right? And so pile number 2, we have borage and courage. So talking about the courage to like be yourself, to be with love, to put yourself out there, to turn your swag on. We have communicate, right? So communicate peaceful messages, especially in situations when people are going off. And there is something here about being a team player. And I do feel like, you know, this song, he talks about, you know, turning his whole team on, right? So there is something here about bringing everyone together for the common goal. And I feel like you guys do have that energy in you. Yeah, here's adventure. Here's you guys wandering off on your own. Look at how cute you are. And in this song, he talks about being 9 years old. I knew from 9 years old, maybe number 9 is important to you guys, or you're a life path 9, but you know, I mean, this is so freaking cute, like just wandering off on your own, okay? And that energy of wanting to do that with you guys. We have Beyond Illusion and the Judgment card. So, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. And I feel like if some of you guys were like harsher in past lives, or maybe you know that about yourself, or even just earlier on in this lifetime, right, too, it's like, let's get beyond the illusion here of, you know, like your power and how best to use it, right? Let's not be nervous about that anymore, because I do feel like you have good control over that in this lifetime. Pile number 2, okay? Ooh, there's the death card, right? We've got 3 death cards, really. We've got Scorpio, Pluto, and this transformation card. And I love it because they call it transformation in this Osho deck. And it looks more like, you know, like nirvana. It looks more like, you know, the Buddha rising in consciousness. It looks more like, you know, the willingness to kind of let go. It's not just that scorpionic energy stinging you and then hurting yourself in the process, right? It's more like evolved consciousness death card, pile number 2, okay? Especially with the hermit energy. I feel like some of you could have been Scorpios in a past life. In this life, you're coming through as a Virgo, all right? But it's talking about that higher consciousness evolving death energy. Nice, pile number 2. Ooh, there it is. There's the Ace of Chalices. We're talking about your venom, and your venom is actually love, right? It says, I know there is no greater goal than love and to be love, right? So it's like your venom is the Ace of Cups, right? Put them down easy, pile number 2. Put them down easy, baby. Turn that swag on. Ooh, and here it is. This is your swag right here, this 7 of Flames. And talking about like maybe some of you guys being performers, or, you know, like something that you do really well, or when you're on stage, or when you're in full command of your powers, you are radiating love, baby. And it's powerful and it's courageous. And we have that here with the Borage and courage. And the seven of Flames really talking about courage, right? Standing up for others, having courage, not taking any shit, but all doing it from a place of love. Oh my God, I love it. Pile number 2. We have card number 9. Again, the number 9 showing up for you here. And it says, go fish, okay? So again, I feel like we could have Pisces energy, Virgo energy. I said Libra and Scorpio here too, but it's like go fish. And I feel like this is you guys when you get pissed off, or when someone acts a fool. It's like, that wasn't right. It's like your warning, right? It's your tap to this person or whoever is fucking with you, or whoever's fucking up the flow, whoever isn't considering the needs of the whole. Like you guys, and again with the hands here, and I felt the need to do the magical touch here. But I feel like when somebody doesn't do something right, or is fucking up or hurting others, I feel like you guys are like, go fish, you know, like, no, try again. That, you know, instead of just full on like, you know, smacking someone upside the head maybe with a blunt hammer, it's like, go fish, okay? And I feel like that's you guys. So yeah, or telling other people where to stick it in a way that is like, you know, like go fish in your own pond, all right? This is for me and my people. Go fish in your own pond, okay? And I feel like you guys are welcoming to people. It's just that when people come in and try to disrupt what you're doing or what the people around you are doing, you don't take kindly to that, okay? And let's see, what makes pile number 2 a complete badass? What makes pile number 2? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, nothing is getting through me. If you want to get to so-and-so, you have to go through me first. And I feel like you guys do stand up for people. You're like, come pick on someone your own size. Come and talk to me, right? There's that whole like thing on Tik Tok where somebody steps in front of their partners being really nice, and they step in front of it and they're like, no, talk to me instead, right? I love that. And we have the 2 of Wands here and the 3 of Pentacles. So talking with the 3 of Pentacles about success, and when you really get going on something, you guys may not like interruptions when you get going on something, is also what I feel. Like people coming and interrupting when you're in your flow, when you're writing, when you're drawing, when you're working. I feel like you guys are, you know, you're available for questions, but it's almost like, you know, when you're in college and your professor has those hours when you can talk to them, and then hours when, you know, you can't, right? And I feel like there are moments, and this is this hermit energy, where you need to focus on, you know, what's good for the, you know, what you can do for the greater good, and you need to be kind of left alone during those times, is kind of what I feel here. because what you're working on is very exciting, I feel, pile number 2. And I do feel with this 2 of Wands, you have the greater good in mind, especially for the people that you love and care about. Talking about confidence, I feel like this has a lot to do with work as well. You know, you're seen as a leader, and there may be times when you need quiet and peace to execute on what it is that you're doing here, pile number 2, but you are seen as a leader and somebody who is looking out for future opportunities and growth, okay? And yeah, and when you're open to others, like in moments when you're open, you're very dynamic, you're very present with the 2 of Wands, and you're willing to listen to many different viewpoints, right? But when you're in your zone, you kind of need to be in your zone, all right? Yeah, Ace of Wands. So what a lot of people, I feel like, are wondering, like, what fuels your fire? Like, where do you get this ambition from? Where do you get your ideas from? Where do you get your creativity from? Where do you get your confidence from? I feel like for a lot of people, this is kind of a mystery, okay? Like, they may be like, they see the Queen of Swords, they see you, they see the Hermit and the Queen of Swords, but you know, when they deal with you on a one-on-one basis, they realize that you're very hardworking and dynamic, okay? And that you are willing to take a risk and you are willing to be creative. And they're like, where do you get this energy from? I think a lot of people realize that. And I think it's for those of you that have Scorpio in your chart, or you were a Scorpio in a past life, you know, your passion really fuels you, okay? And people may not see that. With the Queen of Swords, they may see you as being more logical and just kind of like cutthroat at times, but I feel like, yeah, it's where your fire comes from. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see. How do you react when people piss you off? How does pile number 2 react when people piss you off? Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you guys are just like, you know, like, I feel like you guys are like, let's take this down a notch, okay? Like, let's look at what's going on here. Let's take this down a notch. With the Ace of Swords, you may be trying to kind of de-escalate things or be more logical or point something out that they haven't seen before, kind of taking the emotion out of things, I feel like, as well. I do feel like you guys try to be like, I don't feel like you're talking over others, or I just feel like, you know, the Ace of Swords is also listening too, but I feel like you guys, when people are pissed off at you, you're just kind of try to listen, but also I feel like you're not, at the end of the day, like, you know the truth, okay? You know the truth, pile number 2, all right? Yeah, there's the 6 of Swords, okay? And this just talks about, like, I feel like you guys just kind of want, you're not really wanting to get into it, okay? You're like, I believe what I believe, you know, it's the 6 of, and I feel like you guys like to bring a lot of facts into things too with the Ace of Swords and the 6 of Swords, because the 6 of Swords is a science card, right? So it's about knowledge and debate, healthy debate, but I also feel like if the conversation is going nowhere, you guys are more than willing to just like detach, okay? And it's that energy of kind of being remote and, you know, gone fishing, right? The 6 of Swords, go fish, gone fishing. I feel like some of you guys are just like, yeah, no thanks, I don't need that, okay? Because you've dealt with explosive energies before, and people may have a hard time getting to you or reaching you, you know, especially if you decide that this thing isn't worth listening to anymore. And you know, there's no benefit here to me sticking around to try to hear this. And my peace, right? Peace is coming out here isn't worth it. And I know the truth anyway, so what do I care? I feel like some of you guys are kind of saying that, all right? And let's go ahead and see. What does Spirit throw back at the haters for my pile number 2s? What does Spirit throw back at the haters? Ooh, the Empress. Oh, shit. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for your haters. Pile number 2. All right. Like, you know, I feel like your guides are kind of like, I'm getting the word haughty, okay? And haughty is sometimes looked as a negative word, like, I'm the empress, you know, right? But your guides, this isn't really you, this is your guides, pile number 2, because I don't feel like you guys have, I mean, you may have a thing when people give arguments to things that you think are totally illogical and make no sense. You may have certain judgments in those moments, but I feel like, you know, you're not a super haughty person, pile number 2, but your guides are a little bit haughty, I feel, about. Haughty is like snobbish for those of you that are, you know, there's something about this empress that, and I feel like she's kind of pointing down here, even though her hand is like resting on her knee. I see this image of her pointing down, and I feel like this is your guides telling like the people that throw hater shit at you, like, sit down, you know, like, no, or a warning, right? Or like, you're beneath pile number 2, so you're gonna need to take your seat, all right? Wow, pile number 2, okay? And I also just feel like, you know, your guides, they are like, when people really hurt you or piss you off, especially when you're trying to do good for the greater community and help people and defend people, your guides, when people hate on you, it just makes you more abundant. It actually, like, you're laughing all the way to the bank, okay? It just makes you more creative. It makes you more abundant. It makes you stronger, right? It's like that Christina Aguilera song, "Thanks for Making Me a Fighter," right? And, you know, it's not like you guys even need to be like crazy fighters in this lifetime. I don't feel that. But I feel like your guides, every time you deal with this type of energy that tries to disrupt the good that you're trying to do, they just give you more resources to work with so that you can continue having even more impact. Wow, pile number 2. I love your reading. I absolutely love it. And I hope you feel like your swag was turned on during that reading. And it certainly felt like it for me as your reader, pile number 2. And there's no extended reading today. I was going to say follow me to the extended reading, but if you enjoy that style of reading and you thought that that was a great reading, check out my other channel, Light of Ascension Tarot, link in the description box below. We do kind of more readings like this on that channel, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 2, and take care. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Let's get into it. Let's do it. All right. Take a drink of water. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the red tea light, and today's reading is called What is Your Venom? Okay, so we're going to look at what makes you a total badass. We're going to look at how you feel when people piss you off, and we're going to look at what spirit is throwing back at the haters for you, okay? And if you're one of those, like, everything has to be love and light, you know, we aren't going to address any anger, etc., then you may want to leave this reading and exit stage left, because we are definitely going to get into it in this reading. We're going to talk about what is your venom and get into it, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and do it. Every card, by the way, got a song that was pre-shuffled at the beginning of the reading, and also every pile has a toxic, poisonous plant, but we mean it in a good way in this reading, because we're looking at what is your venom, what's your power, okay? So let's do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my wondrous pile number 3s, and let's look at, for the red tea light, coming in hot, okay? What is your venom? Let's see, pile number 3. I had a feeling you guys were gonna get this song. So funny, I was actually gonna say it, but you guys got Nevermind by Dennis Lloyd, okay? And this song is interesting because in this song, so Dennis Lloyd wrote this song when his girlfriend was traveling and he was worried she was gonna meet someone else, all right? But eventually he was the one that left, okay? And when he recorded this song, he's the one that left. And when he recorded this song, he had no Wi-Fi, no friends, a microphone, a computer, and a trumpet. And the song ended up like catapulting him into like fame, okay? And he ended up falling in love with someone else, all right? This whole song about being, you know, like flirting with danger, I feel like, in a way. And also talking about, you know, kind of how things he started with just, you know, a microphone, a computer, and a trumpet. And this song really like catapulted him, okay? And there's been like a ton of mixes made off of it. There's been like other people making songs out of it. It's a pretty cool song if you've never heard it. I have the Winklemutt remix here. So if you've never heard the Winklemutt remix, I definitely recommend it. It's a really fun song. And the lyrics say, talk about like, so they say, what if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind. All right, I'm ready now. I am not going to fall back down. Take it on me. All I ever ask is, are you gonna be my lover? Do you want to see my fire? Tonight, I take it on me. I take it with me. Okay? So he's talking about, like, I love that line in the song where he says, do you want to see my fire? Okay? And this is the red tea light. So, you know, and he's kind of flirting with danger in the song, saying like, if I left and it made no sense, right? And some of you guys may do that. You may just leave situations, move, go, travel, right? Because Dennis Lloyd was like an Israeli guy who ended up moving. I think he was living in Thailand, and he met this other woman and fell in love with her. It changed his whole life destiny, right? But talking about making unexpected moves, walking away, surprise departures, you know, and also like when people think that they're gonna hurt you, pile number 3, but you're the one, you flip the script and you may be the one that ends up walking away in situations, okay? And I remember when this was happening to me years ago, like a couple years ago, when I was like dating and, you know, going out with different people, and some people that were really hot that I liked, but you know, certain things happened and I ended up leaving them, you know, I was the one that ended up breaking it off. And it was such an interesting thing for me. And it wasn't like I was on a power trip or anything. It was just like, I don't want to, like, even though the person was hot, it was a fun connection, all of that, I was like, no thanks, you know. And talking about surprising people with your choices or your departures, when they think that they have you in the bag, when they think that they've got you kind of in a corner, right? Like he's saying he had no Wi-Fi, no friends, no microphone, and yet, or no microphone, and all he had was his computer and a trumpet, like, you know, and he made this beautiful hit out of it. So it's like, never mind, like you thought I wanted that, but no thanks, never mind, okay? So let's go ahead and see what type of toxic plant you got, pile number 3. Nice, I knew it. You guys got foxglove. And to me, this is about relationships. I feel like your guys' venom is kind of around relationships in a way. And it could even be romantic relationships where people think like, oh, they've got you, or you're this beautiful, you know, foxglove is like pink and purple. It's a very beautiful color, right? And you know, what do you get when you mix like red and purple? Don't you get like pink, right? Talking about the reds, the pinks, and the purples in this pile, and like this beautiful color, right? And people thinking that you're into them or that you like them or the connection is going somewhere. We have connection on this card, but at the end of the day, you're like, no thanks, and you pull out, okay? Especially people that think that they have you figured out, and or think that they kind of have the upper hand, right? And you guys are like, no. So let's go ahead and because if you like touch, you're not supposed to really touch foxglove without wearing gloves, because if you touch your nose or your eyes after that, it can poison you. So be careful what you touch, right? If somebody touches you and they get pulled into your hypnotic, vibes, pile number 3, your sexy hypnotic vibes, then they better be careful, okay? Because are they going to get out of it alive, right? We have foxglove here. I love this picture of this fox kind of looking like coquettish, like enticing someone, bringing them in, kind of that Black Widow energy, pile number 3. Okay, so let's read it and see a little bit here. Okay, so foxglove, this quality is inspired by this plant and its relationship with magic, fairies, and the unseen realm. Yeah, foxglove too is a wonderful addition to a garden for its color, right? Lots of color. The flowers also attract pollinators. So to me, I'm reading that as people want to be with you. They want to connect with you, these beautiful vibes and colors coming off of you. Maybe you guys give off a good aura, or like an open aura or flirty aura. Okay. And it says here that, foxglove is basically like, you can find foxglove in areas that have iron, tin, or coal deposit. This magical plant is associated with the planet Venus and with the Empress tarot card. Okay, yeah, so no wonder, right? This connection, people wanting to be with you, relationships. In an oracle context, the word connection could be speaking of your relationships with a person or community, or even yourself, your history, your subconsciousness, your physical body. All right, remember that much like a garden, connections require care and tending. And maybe you think maybe you guys think about that. Like, people think that if they're not giving you the effort, they're not putting in the energy, you're going to stick around. No, I feel like you guys, that is your surprise move there. Okay. And remember that you're at your best when you're healthy, happy, and relaxed. And this can only happen when you make the time and space for each part of yourself to go. So, or to grow, or to go, right? To get out of situations. So other names for foxglove are witch's glove, fairy gloves, fairy caps, all right? So a lot of you guys in this pile, maybe you practice magic, maybe you're into the fairy kingdom, but this kind of like intriguing, enticing energy that draws people in. But then when they don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, you're out, and they may be left in the cold, okay? So let's go ahead and see, what is pile number 3's venom? We have the High Priestess. Yeah, talking about that spiritual energy. We may have some of my readers, fellow tarot readers in this pile, or people who work in the spiritual community. But I also feel like you guys are just following your intuition. And when you figure out what a situation is all about, you absent yourself from that situation if it isn't good for you. And I do feel like people can reveal their secrets to you too, pile number 3. Like, unexpectedly, you might find people like telling you the truth about who they are, right? And it's just a matter of your listening, okay? When you really start listening, it's like you guys can kind of really hear into things very deeply, is what I feel. We have the 9th house in seeking. So yeah, sometimes you guys just disappearing, or deciding like, I don't want this connection anymore, or I don't feel like sleeping with this person anymore, or I don't feel like I'm not your whatever. I feel like you guys may say that, okay? And with this 9th house, it's you guys coming off as being very spiritual and untouchable in a way, okay? And talking about traveling. And in this song, Dennis Lloyd was going all over, traveling to different places, meeting new people, falling in love with someone else, okay? We have sextile and opportunity. So a lot of opportunities for connection for you guys, and for growth, and to seek your truth. And if one door closes, another door opens. And I think you guys know that, okay? Like, your value and worth with the High Priestess, and you're seeking something higher level in your connections with people. And if it's not it, it's not it. Okay. And then we have Panther. Yeah. Do you want to see my fire? All right. And this talks about your power here. And if anybody tries to play power games with you in connections, pile number 3, you guys are not having it. Your guides are not having it. Your animal totems are not having it. Okay. And there may be a lot of people that seek you out and approach you and want to be with you, but they really need to measure up. They really need to, in a spiritual way as well, okay? And treat you like the goddess that you are. So the high priestess really being associated with that Artemis energy, the moon energy, that huntress energy. And I feel like with this seeking, you're a huntress or a hunter that's seeking out opportunities, right? But if somebody tries to get one over on you, hell to the fucking no, pile number 3. You're gonna let someone know. Panther, okay? We have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yeah, definitely here. This whole song talking about letting go and going someplace different. And the high priestess too, definitely more on the emotional side. The high priestess is associated with the moon. So, you know, talking about grief and that experience where we find our creativity and our power when we're willing to go through it instead of disassociating from it, okay? And forgiveness, wow. So this is, you know, like, I feel like when you guys go out and you seek new opportunities and you travel and you open your mind, there's a lot of healing there for you. And I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Yeah. So feeling your grief and understanding that, you know, resentment can block the flow of love. But I think, you know, this is something like when you're handling foxglove, when you're handling a poisonous plant yourself, if you touch your own eyes and your own mouth, like, you can get some of that on you, right? And I think that, you know, with the Panther energy, there's a huge energy of protection here and of moving on with the 9th house and seeking something higher, a higher love, a higher opportunity. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon, okay? So talking about, you know, I feel like you guys have a lot of options to connect with different people, and a lot of people may want you, you know, but sometimes you guys need a break to feel your feelings and to let that forgiveness flow. And, you know, when you guys let go, when you guys get into this forgiveness energy and you let go, a whole other opportunities open for you. Like, you know, and you guys blast off into space with this 9th house energy. And I feel like you grow so much from it. And I feel like the people that knew you before, like, wouldn't even recognize you today because you've changed so much. All right. And yeah, very cool. We have Triumph of Lies and the Panther. So again, talking about this issue with power and people who lie to you. All right. I feel like if people lie to you, you are not fucking having it. Pile number 3. Okay. And you will work through the energy. You will take time to heal yourself. I'm getting the energy of like yoga, healing the heart chakra, healing the mind here, seeking out like spiritual, you know, methodologies to kind of work with this energy. I remember when I got divorced, I would go to yoga all the time. And at the end of class, I would just lay there on the mat, like in total sweat in hot yoga, just crying it out, you know? And, you know, I feel like some of you guys are like, I'll do whatever it takes to get to the place where I can feel inner peace, high priestess, okay? And I'll seek out the opportunities that help me grow. And if people lie to you, they're gonna get the Panther. They're gonna get their face mauled off, okay? And there's a lot of like love and light energy in your guys' pile here that I feel. Seriousness here too with grief and forgiveness. But when people lie to you, that's when they're gonna taste your venom. And look at the eyes of this Panther. They are lit up with that green yellow kind of venom color. All right. So, and if people lie to you, they will know because you seek the truth and you're the high priestess. All right. And, you know, if you have the opportunity to show them what it is that they did, maybe some of you in the past have done that before. Like, oh, you think you got one over on me? No, you didn't. Okay. I'm also getting the A names right now, or Amanda. I'm getting like the name Amanda or A names like that. I mean, you are a forgiving person and you do seek the higher ground here, but if somebody lies to you or tries to get one over on you, no way. We have clear quartz and heal. Yeah, so that's coming out on the High Priestess here. You guys may have just gone through an experience like this where ties had to be cut, or you had to move or leave, or, you know, or you're contemplating that, talking about healing this energy, healing this grief. We have Crow and Destiny, right? So I think when you guys heal, you realize like that situation was too small for me anyway. It was too confining. It was too, you know, oppressive, and it's much more liberating to just go off and meet my destiny. And I do think people may try to come back to you a lot, like after they've healed or after they've grown. You may have exes that try to come back a lot and try to call you up and, hey, how's it going and what's up? And, you know, they're going to find out that they're not on your timetable anymore. They're not on your life plan, your life map. They're not on your progressed timeline anymore. And that in the meantime, you guys have progressed rapidly without them. Okay. And that's, yeah. And some people talking about gonna feel your venom at that point, pile number 3. And it may be a time that you have to wait, but they always kind of come back around. And at that point, they're gonna get hit with the grief of what they did. And that's what I want you to know, pile number 3. Yeah, because you guys are flowering, and I love this Empress here. And we talked about the foxglove with the Venus energy. So we could have Taurus, Libra energy in this pile, but yeah, or Moon, Cancer energy in this pile as well. People thinking that you're gonna always be around, you'll always be there, right? We could have some Venus and Cancer people too. But this energy of the Empress, right? So people finding out that you're actually doing amazing and you're better off without them, and you've had this amazing glow up, and that a lot of you guys, I feel like this is kind of a fame card too. Some of you guys may be putting yourself out there and like on social media, or getting some kind of a viral hit or some type of thing. I do feel like you guys are out there spreading your message, spreading the love, looking sexy, looking fly, all right, with this Empress energy, looking successful as well. And people like genuinely being like, fuck, I missed the boat with pile number 3, okay? I really missed my chance, I feel like, is what they're saying here. We have the Rebel energy here. So again, look at this energy of, and this is the Emperor in this deck, which is so funny to me because, I mean, you usually don't think of the Emperor as being a rebel, but you know, Emperor and Empress talks about divine counterparts and an opportunity for you guys here after taking a break and working through any resentment that maybe you have held on to. Pile number 3 talks about you meeting somebody really interesting on your path, somebody who's quite free like you, somebody who is an entrepreneur, somebody who has their own business, somebody who operates outside of the norms in society, definitely somebody who could be traveling a lot, somebody who is like a divine counterpart is what I feel for you guys, okay? Talking about a real love connection. And after you guys let go of some of these things from your past, all right? And we have the 2 of Swords, and we have schizophrenia, okay? So a lot of people sometimes, maybe you guys leaving people hanging, like this is your venom. We're talking about your venom too. I think you guys can really make people jealous, especially past partners, and they see you like doing stuff and getting free and being successful and meeting new people and meeting your destiny and healing your energy, right? And, you know, maybe some of you guys left people hanging, or you told someone, yeah, like I'll get back to you on that, and then you never did. Again, this is Libra energy here, but also you guys leaving people in a tough position, all right? If somebody thinks that they have one over on you, like I said, you're not going to put up with that, and you will find a creative way to get around it. And sometimes these people are going to be kind of left hanging, you know, and sort of having to deal with the consequences of what they did to you. So damn. Pile number 3. Yowza. Woo, we have the moon here, and I was talking about the moon a lot. Here's the moon, Luna, right? Talking about that lunar eclipse, right? Talking about venom, like the charms, the mysterious charms of a woman, right? Or the goddess, or just like, you know, people being left wondering, like, how did I miss the boat on pile number 3? Like, how did I miss my opportunity? And I'm seeing pile number 3 like shining, and, you know, Venus energy, Emperor, like breaking free of the things from the past and changing their destiny and their life path. And how did I miss, like, genuinely lamenting? I feel like pile number 3. It's like, and being confused. I feel like a lot of people that fuck with you get confused. They get like, I don't know, like, why does this feel so bad, right? They're getting the blowback of whatever they gave to you. Pile number 3 is what I'm getting, all right? And we have Seeker of Orbs or Page of Swords. So I feel like, again, people spying on you a lot, wondering what you're up to. You guys may give off a very mysterious vibe, or you may put a post out there that makes people wonder, like, what is pile number 3 up to? Really making people, like, I feel, again, with this Page of Swords, like people wanting to reach out to you, saying, how are you doing? What's up? And you guys are just like, no, you know, like, I'm shining here on my own. Yes, I am mysterious. Yes, I am stepping up on my game. Yes, I am doing all these things in my life and changing course here. And yeah, I feel like with this Page of Swords, people just can continue to be curious, but good luck, okay, to them is what I feel. And we have here card 18, which is the Good Geisha, okay? And it's funny because the moon is also card 18. All right. And I see this tear on her face. It looks like her mascara is running. Something about, some of you guys may do your makeup in a certain way. You may be pale and then have dark makeup. I am seeing that kind of goth look here too. Very like sexy kind of energy. And, you know, almost kind of like a porcelain doll is what I feel a little bit here. And look at these reds too. Look at these reds all around you. I feel like, you know, you guys have certainly gone through your own like pain and grief in life, but there's a lot of red energy around you. And I feel like there's a lot of people that would want to be with you or spend time with you. But I know that you guys are looking for something different. You're looking for this Emperor to your Empress, okay? And you've been through it. You've definitely been through it. You still have a good heart. I want you to know that. Pile number 3 with this Good Geisha energy, you still have a very beautiful heart, okay? And some of you guys may think, yeah, I do that to people, Natalie. And I was thinking like, am I toxic? Am I poisonous to people? No, you're not. Pile number 3. No, you're not, okay? It's just not everyone can go with you on your path where you're headed, okay? And the right person isn't going to be afraid of you or afraid of that quality in you, okay? And it's kind of that Black Widow type of energy. But I mean, I see you guys have suffered as a result of some things that have happened. And Spirit is just saying here, take some time before you jump into something new right away, especially if you're just kind of trying to make someone jealous. But people are watching you, and they got a bitter taste in their mouth when you pull out from their energy, and they do feel the consequences of what they did. I want you to know that, pile number 3. So let's see, what makes pile number 3 such a badass? What makes pile number 3 such a, this Empress is just like staring at me. I'm like, of course. Okay, let's see. We have 9 of Swords, all right? So, you know, willing to go through it, ready to face your demons, to face, you know, to face your inner, you know, your inner anxiety or worry, and to face that down. I also feel like you guys can cause a lot of worry and anxiety in others by subtly doing certain things, all right? And this is kind of like knowing how to push people's buttons in a way, especially if people have fucked with you and made you feel like shit in a romantic sense. I feel like you guys can do subtle little things to kind of like, you know, and you don't have to. It's not like you know, like you're like, oh, I get this sense of people watch you a lot, pile number 3. So there's little subtle things that you can do to signal that somebody should be worried, okay? And it doesn't even have to be that crazy with Venus energy. It's just signaling is what I feel, okay? And we have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, just signaling that you're having a good time and you're enjoying life. And this is a Mercury and Cancer card. So I'm having so much fun. I'm out with my girls. It's a number 3 card, like the Empress. All right, people watching you having fun, getting yours, enjoying life. I'm out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and kind of getting pressed about it, getting a little bit worried about it. We have the Death card here. Yeah, you guys being like, I'm done, you know, like people thinking that they can sit and make you worried and disturb your peace and interrupt your good time in life. And then you guys are like, yeah, no, I'm fucking done. I'm the Grim Reaper, okay? You guys are like, I'm over here acting like a Grim Reaper, okay? And I'm going to put a fork in it. I'm going to put a knife in it. And if you betray me, okay? I feel like, you know, that's scorpionic energy too. Like you're a sensitive person and you care. But if somebody crosses you, pile number 3, I feel like, nope. All right, we have the Hermit too. So again, it's that when you go through these experiences, it's that inner knowing and learning that you go through. And when you go through grief or you go through, you know, resentment or grief, I feel like this Hermit energy is what kind of, you know, pulls you through. Then you start going through your own process. And some of you guys, the Hermit for me is also a travel card. It also resonates with the number 9 again. And it also resonates with the High Priestess and the Moon. And I feel like it's just like you guys go internal. You don't let anybody really see what's going on. And you're like, I can do this. I can do this on my own. Even if I'm alone, I don't care because I'm not going to put up with this treatment. I will not put up with people who put me in this space or who are trying to, you know, intentionally trigger me and disrupt my peace and my flow, because I'll end it. I feel like that's what you guys are saying. I'll end it. And if I have to go on alone, I will, because it's way better than being in this situation. And I'm going to shine regardless. Okay. That's what I feel like is so badass. Yeah. We have the King of Wands here. So it's like, I'll get myself back out there. And if you don't want me, guess what, motherfucker? There's a lot of others that would. Also getting that Leo energy here with the Prince of Wands. And again, I feel like you guys can get a lot of attention. You can get, you know, like I said, plenty of attention from people. So that's not the problem. That's never going to be a problem for you, pile number 3, like your ability to get attention or things. But I feel like sometimes here, take time to breathe out. This is the Hermit energy, your power, you know, when you go within. All right. So let's go ahead. The 8 of Cups just came out here too. I want to ask, what happens when people piss off my pile number 3s? What happens? What happens? We have the Hanged Man, okay? So, you know, you guys may give them another chance. You may be willing to hang in there for a little bit and give them another chance, but not forever, okay? We have the Hanged Man and adjustment here. We have Libra energy, okay? Talk about justice and cutting people off. If people don't change their behavior, this is the adjustment card. They don't make adjustments and they don't come forward and they don't change their behavior. I feel like you give people allowances with the Hangman. You're like, okay, I'll see how it goes, right? I'll hang in there for a little bit with you. I'll be gracious, I feel like, is what you guys are saying, especially if someone has a hot body and you're attracted to them, is also what I feel, pile number 3. I'll be gracious, right? But I feel like, you know, you're not going to wait forever and you're not going to just sit around forever. You will cut something off. Especially if people, again, this energy of lying, this Pisces energy or this Neptune energy of, you know, kind of like embellishing the truth. Now, I'm not trying to pick on Pisces here. But it's this, and it's all over the reading with the moon and the high priestess, moon, Pisces energy, etc. But it's like, you know, people trying to tell you a beautiful lie at times, I feel, just to kind of get you to hang in there, pile number 3, because they may want you in the future or something. And I feel like with justice here, you guys are like, fuck off, you know, like that's the Panther energy that comes off, and you will cut something off in a very cold manner. If it needs to be cut off, you will do it. And I always say that justice is like a mentor to the Queen of Swords, okay? Because the justice is like the biggest, like, you know, cut off bitch in the deck, in my opinion, okay? So like if something needs to be cut off, and I feel like you guys could also really sting someone's ego as well here too, in a very unexpected way, especially if somebody is lying to you. Yeah, 5 of Wands. And you know, I feel like sometimes you guys will, you don't let up either with the 5 of Wands. And you're like, at this point, I don't even care anymore, right? At this point, I just don't even care anymore. And if I'll say what needs to be said, and if it causes disagreements and issues, so be it. You know, I'd rather know the truth than a beautiful lie is what I feel like. Yeah, we have 4 of Cups here. This is another Cancer card. So you guys are like, I just want to know the truth about how somebody feels, even if it is difficult and challenging. And if you can't manage to rise to the task and do that, then I'll cut off your balls, you know, or whatever, ovaries or whatever it is. Like, you know, and the Queen of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, talking about confidence and strength and not giving a shit if somebody wants to go down that path, I feel like here, okay? And I also feel like some of you guys could get very emotional with the 4 of Cups. You may get, this is where like the resentment or the bitterness or the grief can come in, you know, and I feel like you guys do battle through that, okay? When somebody pisses you off or hurts you, you battle through those emotions within you. And I do feel that they churn pretty hard, pile number 3. But at the end of the day, like, you know, justice energy, just totally like, you know, and when justice meets out justice, she doesn't do it in a way that's like sobbing or crying. It's like, I'm done. And that's it. No further communication. I'm done. Okay. And talk about karma and like coming back to someone, people feeling the blowback of what they did. And especially if they lied. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see, what is Spirit throwing back at the haters for you? Pile number 3. What is Spirit throwing back at the haters? 10 of Swords. Ooh, 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 ooh. Pile number freaking 3. Okay. The Devil is on the bottom of the deck too. So if somebody lies to you, betrays you, like narcissistic energy, selfish, like if people betray you, like you're with someone and they fuck your best friend, you know, like if somebody does that to you, lies to you, you know, like cheats on you and you know, cheating, okay, like cheating once and you're in a 20-year relationship, like maybe people can work through that. I'm talking about cheating. I mean, all cheating is bad, right? It's lies. But cheating when it's like fucking egregious. It's your best friend, it's your sister, or someone's been doing this behind your back for a year, or they've been telling you something, lies, 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 okay? Now, I feel like with this 10 of Swords energy, like sometimes I feel like you guys with the Page of Swords and the Moon energy, you may want to understand, like, what is this energy that's coming back to them? I'm so curious about this because they really did try to fuck me over. They really did try to run game behind my back in a way that was very egregious, okay? And some of you may be very curious about what is happening or why this happened, right? But sometimes we have to give up the why, okay? And we have to understand that Spirit is handling it. And sometimes the why is just a way to keep us kind of caught in the energy. Look at this, 6 of Swords was hanging out here. So this is, yeah, this is like the hidden energy of saying, Spirit is saying, you just move on with peace and clarity and let things go and look at things logically and move through any grief or resentment, and you just move on in peace, knowing that you did what you could, pile number 3. The energy that spirit is handling for you or throwing back is weighing out people's hearts. Now there's another scale, sign of the balance in the scales here. And what they are doing is, the people that have hurt you or have broken your trust, the scales are going to be balanced. Now, it isn't up to us to kind of go through all the ways the scales are going to be balanced, because some of it I feel like is happening in the astral plane. Some of it I feel like is happening in the spiritual realm with the ancestors. Some of it I feel is unknown to us on the earth plane, because the Ten of Swords for me is also like an astral traveling card. So something is happening to the people that have egregiously lied to you, pile number 3. Something is happening in the astral plane, all right? And the Ten of Swords talks about deep betrayal, no doubt. And, you know, but it's also this energy of, we are handling it for you in the astral plane. You don't have to worry. We want you to move on, 6 of Swords, and we don't want you to spend energy like trying to, you know, get one, revenging or whatever. Although I feel you guys are very good at doing that, making people jealous, etc. Like, you have it within your power to do that, pile number 3. But let spirit handle it. You don't even have to get your hands dirty, 6 of Swords. Just work through your own emotions and move on, okay? And that's a lovely reading, I feel, pile number 3 for you guys. I really felt dialed into your energy there. I hope you felt I was dialed into your energy as well. And I do hope to see you again next time, pile number 3. If you enjoyed that reading or the style of that reading, check out my Light of Ascension channel. There's a link in my description box below to my other channel. And on that channel, we talk more about you and where you're at, and less about, you know, you and your person, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 3. And I hope to see you again next time. Take care. All right, so let's go ahead and move into pile number 4. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called What is Your Venom? And we are looking at what makes you a total badass, what you feel when people piss you off, and how spirit is helping you throw back energy at the haters, okay? If you're like in all, everything has to be love and light, and I don't want to, you know, I'm not interested in venom, etc., this may not be the reading for you. You can click off this reading and find another reading. But for those of you that would like to continue on with me, every single pile got a song and also a toxic plant. Now, the plant is a good thing here in the sense that we're talking about your venom and your power, okay? Pile number 4. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 4s. Ooh, I'm getting that. I just got the word automatic lover. I think there's a song called Automatic Lover. Anyway, pile number 4. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I'm hearing like peace on the astral plane, automatic lover. Okay, interesting energy, pile number 4. I'm also getting the energy of twins. Like somebody here could be a twin or be a Gemini or actually be a twin, or someone was talking about having a baby or twins, or some type of twin energy is definitely what I'm getting as well. Yeah, I'm getting SRT. What's SRT? Could they be initials? Could they be a place? But I feel like some type of body scan going on too. Maybe it's an MRI or some type of a body scan, or like not like lasering or something. I feel pile number 4, like some type of lasering or x-ray. Okay, so pile number 4, I just have to tell you what I'm getting and connect to you. So let's go ahead and get into it for my beautiful pile number 4s. What is their venom song? Let's get it. You guys got Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion. And I wanted to remember to tell you guys in this pile, if your name is Megan, then welcome to your reading, because, or you're an M name, or your name is a variation on Megan, because yeah, Megan Thee Stallion sings this song, okay? So I'm gonna read you guys your lyrics to your song. All right, there's a lot of swearing in this song, so buckle up for the ride. Pile number 4. It says, hoes try to call me a snake. Shit, I guess I can relate, cause a bitch spit a whole lot of venom. So talking about you guys with the throat chakra and the blue tea light spitting a whole lot of venom. And since all these hoes are rats, when they see me come around, all I see is a whole lot of dinner. So talking about the snake and the rat, all right? And I walk around my house butt naked and stop to stare at my own posterior. I don't give a fuck who talks behind my back, because the bitch knew better than to let me hear. Okay, pile number 4, talking about that powerful throat chakra that you have, okay? I remember hoes used to clap for me happily. Now I'm bossed up and they're mad at me, acting like they're writing the whole time trying to pass me. Watch me going through and still trying to drag me. I don't give a fuck about a blog trying to bash me. I'm the shit per the Recording Academy. Nice. Pile number 4. This is your energy, okay? So talking about your very powerful throat chakra, you being like, I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I'm on my own shit. I'm on my own game. I do what I want to do. Don't even try me, okay? I love that. And she's talking about venom in the song, because I spit a whole lot of venom, okay? Let's go ahead and see what else. What is your toxic plant? Pile number 4. Ooh, we have wormwood and caution. Okay, so wormwood can be good for you, but it also can be toxic. If there's a certain ingredient in wormwood, it makes it very toxic and it can be lethal, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this is my Hedge Witch book here. We're gonna look at wormwood for you guys and see what is going on. Okay, so this wormwood, the name for it is Artemisia, and it is named after the beautiful Greek goddess Artemis, the hunter, the goddess of the hunt and protector of the forest, okay? Artemis gave the plant to Chiron, the centaur healer, who then derived medicine from its leaves. In turn, he named the plant in her honor, okay? Wormwood comes from the Middle English and was given to the plant much later. You can find references to wormwood in everything from the Bible to Shakespeare to early cocktail recipe books, okay? So wormwood also is found in a lot of bitters, like in cocktails or drinks. If you guys ever have bitters or you put it in, it helps with digestion. Or many digestive liqueurs, all right? The marked bitterness of this plant and its strong smell ward off moths and other pests. Yeah, talking about rats, and I'm the snake, and these people are the rats, like warding them off. And it is even used in flea treatments. Yeah, get these fleas off of me, right? Wormwood can repel pests and ward off all sorts of ailments, but it's also toxic in some quantities. Much the same way caution can save your life and keep you out of sticky situations, fear and anxiety can also be toxic. Many situations require prudence and a look before you leap attitude. If you're seeing this in an oracle context, ask yourself what areas of life may need further examination or investigation. Channel the Queen of Swords with her clear insight and ability to cut through deception and confusion. The Knight of Pentacles provides a different perspective, speaking of caution as an operating system. Here is a knight that never charges in. He asks for a long-term approach rather than impulsively making decisions, okay? So I also feel like this wormwood, because it's used as digestive bitters, is talking about bitter-ass people, pile number 4, who see your success and see that you're bossed up, like Megan Stallion talks about in the song. You are very bossed up in your energy, and you're not afraid, Queen of Swords, throat chakra, you're not afraid to tell someone when you've had enough and you're done with their shit, okay? And yeah, and talking about this energy of like, when I see these people like trying to fuck with me, all I see is a whole lot of dinner. All I see is experiences that I can digest and then turn into gold, right? And like a snake swallows a rat whole, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 4. Let's look at what makes you powerful, what makes your venom, okay? Let's look and see. We have the Empress. Oh my God. Yeah, talking about, Megan Thee Stallion says, I walk around my house butt naked and stop to stare at my own posterior. I don't give a fuck who talks behind my back, right? So yeah, the Empress is like not gonna lower herself to any energy. Like, I don't care who talks about me. I admire me. I love myself. And if any of these flea bags try to get on me, I'm the motherfucking Empress. You will die immediately, okay? So that's the energy that I'm getting for you, pile number 4. We have the 11th house and the Edge. So this is also talking about friends. And in this song, I feel like she's talking about the people that used to like ride with her and be there with her, but now they try to drag on her when they see her with some success, and also people trying to copy her, okay? So with this 11th house energy, you're very original, you're very unique, pile number 4. The things that you say, the things that you do, and you keep your edge sharp. You know, like you guys are on some shit here with thought shit, and you do keep your edge super sharp by staying in the competition, but also not falling to their level, okay? And the 11th house is also talking about friends and who can come with you on the next stage of your journey and who you're just bypassing on the road, like, hi, bitch, you know? So yeah, pile number 4. We have the 3rd house and perception. So, you know, how people perceive you, like they may have a certain idea of who you are, and based on the way that you talk or communicate. And, you know, you're actually, I feel like with the Empress, she's a lover, not a fighter, but she knows who she is and she's not going to lower herself. I feel like a lot of people, because you come out swinging hard, you know, and because you have that aggressive side to you with your throat chakra popping off at times, I feel like people may perceive you in a certain way, but they don't really understand the whole you know? And some of you guys may have like a brand, like the way that you market yourself or brand yourself, or the way you want people to see you in a certain context, okay? And you may be completely underneath it, completely different, right? On your day-to-day life. Cheetah. Yeah, right. Talk about a predator, fire energy. I don't give a fuck what you say, because yeah, and I feel like other people, they try to copy you. They try to watch what you're doing, and they think that, you know, that the way you speak, the ideas that you have, the way that you express yourself, like that they can go ahead and copy that, or they can go ahead and like looking at what you do, like it's not that hard. I can do it too, right? And thinking that they can jump on it, right? But they can't. They can't. Like you can't reach the Empress's level in, you know, by just jumping at it wildly, okay? And people don't understand like what it takes. Like some of you guys could be in marketing or branding, or you think about these things. You think about the way, the uniqueness, what you put out there and how you express yourself. 3rd house, right? Gemini energy, Aquarius energy, okay? And people can't just like one day wake up and decide to be you. Okay, pile number 4. So yeah. All right, we have blame. I accept the responsibility for my well-being. Okay, and yeah, these people may think that like your success somehow interferes on their success, very envious and blaming you, like, oh, if you didn't take up all the attention, or if you weren't doing this, or, you know, they just need to take responsibility for themselves. And this is something you've had to learn, pile number 4, with this Empress energy. Like, you've had to learn to take responsibility for yourself in life. And you've had to learn how to create the future that, with this number 3 and number 11, like, you've had to, 311, right, have had to create the future that, you know, and you haven't been able to push that off on anyone else. You've had to understand that. And that's what people don't get about you. They think that's easy to jump into and to copy. It's not. We have friendship. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of energy with this song talking about friends. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So for some of you, I feel like a friendship helped you find your edge. It helped you find your uniqueness, your confidence, right? But that maybe was like all that it was, right? And some of you guys may be blaming yourself, or like, was this my energy? Did I bring this on? Right? And, or this person may blame you for the fact that this friendship didn't work out. But I see them like trying to like salivate and look at what you've built for yourself, pile number 4, perceiving you in a certain way, and thinking just like by being friends with you, like something will rub off on them. Like, they need to take responsibility for their own life, okay? And the rats that Megan Thee Stallion is singing about in this song, like, they could raise themselves up and not be rats, like dinner for a snake, okay? But they need to take responsibility. And you may have a lot of people that try to ride your coattails, pile number 4, okay? We have it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. So your guys' venom is, you know, riding the edge of situations and not getting completely stuck on them, and being willing to jump into something totally new when the vibe changes, when the vibe shifts, okay? We have caution here too. So kind of being a little bit careful about what you're jumping into, and not being too impulsive or reactionary as well, but also riding the edge of a situation to kind of get the gold that you can extract from it, okay? And that's what I see as a power move for you guys, okay? And, you know, you guys may know about this energy with friendships in your life and the way that people have been towards you. And it is time for a new start. It is time for you guys to go off on your own. It is time for you guys to market and brand yourself in a different way. It's time for you to be unique, and it's time for you to meet your edge, okay? And there's a difference between, like, really, I feel this cheetah, the energy of, you know, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the lower chakras, right? What do we want? What are we willing to take a risk for? What are we willing to make that leap for? What is making us salivate? What do we really want to go for? Okay. And I feel like you guys do take that risk. I mean, think if Megan Thee Stallion never took the risk to put herself out there or say the things that she said, right? Her voice is powerful. And, yeah, and the way that people perceive her, she doesn't fucking care. She does it anyway. That is your venom, okay? And we have card 17 here, and forgetting oneself, okay? So a lot of people are like jealous because they're like, I can't do what you do. I can't take action on things. I can't make things happen. I can't live on the edge like that, you know? And it's like, well, be a snake instead of a rat. Nothing against rats, but like, you know, a rat has a purpose too. But like, you know, what a lot of people may realize is that you guys had to go through this experience of, you know, being pushed aside and, you know, not doing your passion, not doing what excites you, not doing what you love. And you may have built up a lot of energy underneath you, a lot of momentum underneath you, so that when you strike, you move fast and you move hard, okay? And it's time for a new start. And if you've been around people where it's made you second guess yourself, pile number 4, right? You are like, that's it, I'm done. I am wiping this slate clean. And it is time to take action now. It is time to move and take action. And that is your venom. Other people may have a problem doing that, pile number 4, right? But it's not why do you have to be punished for that, right? Why do you have, like Megan Thee Stallion says in the song, why does your energy have to be drug on because of that? It doesn't, okay? We have air and consciousness here, again, talking about the Gemini, Aquarius vibes in this pile. We also have Aries here, fire signs with Cheetah, Libra, Taurus energy here with the Empress. But yeah, this air consciousness is like this blue tea light, this communication, this flow, right? I don't give a fuck what people say behind my back. I don't care what the gossip is. I know who I am, right? And I know the people that love me can see who I am. The rest of these people are just, you know, unconscious fleas, okay? Like, that's it. We have moonstone and sacred here. So what is really sacred to you guys? Like, what do you really hold to be like really valuable and true? Like, what friendships are sacred to you? What communities are sacred to you? What do you want to protect also is what I feel with this moonstone. You know, what do you want to protect? What is worth protecting? Pile number 4, okay? We have intensity. Yeah, people cannot match your intensity. When you want something, when something is sacred to you, you are super clear about what it is that you want to do, and you fucking go for it with intensity. And you know, a lot of people cannot match that. Pile number 4. We have change in the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the willingness to just go with it and let the fires burn brightly, okay? And that's you, pile number 4. And I feel Sagittarius energy here too, with the wheel and the cheetah here, with the intensity that you just throw yourself into the process because it's important to you and you're clear about what it is that you want to do. We have the Chariot, new vision, new ideas, new vision, new projects coming at you fast, right? And this is quick. A lot of people, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, when she raps, she is very quick and fast. And yeah, air sign energy, that vision of this is where I want to go now, quick, fast, right? The intensity, and a lot of people wanting to kind of, like I said, ride your coattails. You guys are out there on the forefront, entering into new territory and pushing into new space. And other people feeling like, probably I also feel like people feeling like you forgot them a little bit too. Like when you got to a certain height with what you were doing, maybe they were forgotten. Pile number 4, all right? Are you on some thought shit with that, pile number 4, right? Did you forget certain people when you reached a certain level? Or were the energies just not compatible at that point, right? Like they may think that, but you're in your mind, you're like, the energies weren't compatible anymore. Like, it is what it is, okay? We have guidance here with the Hierophant. So yeah, people wanting your guidance, your input, they're wanting to sit with you, they're wanting to learn from you, they're wanting you to teach them what it is that you did and how you were able to make certain things happen, right? And this is also Taurus energy, so we could have more Taurus energy here. Here's Libra, here's divine justice, okay? So yeah, I mean, with the Hierophant, again, I don't give a fuck what you say behind my back, because a bitch knew better than to let me hear, right? Because, you know, yeah, justice is served, right? Like, you know, and a lot of times maybe the Hierophant has to do with listening. Taurus is all about listening energy too, but I feel like there's some things you guys know intrinsically. You don't even need to be told it. You know what decisions to make anyway. Even if you were oblivious for a while to how certain friends felt towards you or how certain people viewed you, even if you were oblivious to that, you still knew. Your inner higher self knows, and you are willing to make whatever choices, you know, you can make, right? Here with this justice card, you're willing to cut things off, all right? If something doesn't sit well with you, you will cut it off, okay? And you won't look back. you know? And talking about, I feel like this Justice card is a little impulsive now too. We're talking about that impulsive energy of kind of having to sit with the choices that you make once you make them, okay? And some of you guys could be gaining a lot of wisdom around that once you made certain choices or decided certain things, that you had to then, you know, deal with what you did. But I feel like for a lot of you, it paid off. Like what you did paid off. And it was unexpected success to some people is what I feel like, okay? And people getting taught a lesson when they mess with you, pile number 4, like in a negative way, messing with you. Like they are getting taught a deep soul lesson, like you acting as a teacher for some people, I feel too here. We have 34 and confetti. So yeah, something to celebrate. I feel like success for you guys, like the intensity, the work that you put in, the way that you know, the sacred energy, the ideas that you have, the vision that you put into motion, the courage that it takes to start something new, pile number 4. I feel like, you know, oh, and look at these jealous ass hating eyes over here in the corner. Look at you getting hit with all this confetti. Look at everyone celebrating you, attention that you're getting. It's a party for you, pile number 4. And look at these hating ass, jealous ass eyes over here in the corner. Right? Megan Thee Stallion is saying in the song, I don't even give a shit who talks behind my back. Because if I heard about what you were doing, I definitely would cut your ass off or, you know, put you in your fucking place. But at the same time, I'm just on my own shit. I don't care, you know? And yeah, this is it. Pile number 4. The best revenge is success, right? And I do feel like you're being celebrated. Like you guys are being celebrated and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like I'm being celebrated and this other hating ass bitch isn't being celebrated. Wow, you know? So yeah, hands on your knees with your thought shit. Pile number 4. Okay, let's go ahead and see. And you know, sometimes maybe you're like, yeah, I am petty. Like every once in a while I can be kind of petty. But at the same time, like you talk a lot of shit, but you back it up. Pile number 4, okay? So, I mean, people looking at you with the side eye, wondering like, why does pile number 4 get this party? Why does pile number 4 get what they want, right? Because you earned it, the Hierophant. Justice, okay? You earned it. And you were willing to step up to the plate. And even if it was something totally new that you've never done before, you just make it happen, okay? And they're not in that energy. They don't have the same drive as you, pile number 4, okay? So let's go ahead now and look at your tarot and see what makes pile number 4 such a freaking badass. What makes you a badass? We have the 8 of Wands. Just go for it. It's that intensity again, okay? It's that willingness to say, like, you know, I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's been done and I couldn't bring anything new to the table, right? And other people are already doing it. There's already a ton of other female rappers singing about whatever, right? But this is like the uniqueness of what you bring. And this is also the fire and the passion that you bring. Some of you guys, very powerful communicators, more Sagittarius energy here too. Okay, so what makes you a total badass? Also, you say what needs to be said. Pile number 4, like you say it. You know, no one's ever going to accuse you of having a blocked throat chakra. Okay, you say what needs to be said. I said what I said. There's the Empress, again, twice in your reading, okay? So you guys are taking action on all kinds of creative opportunities. You have a ton of ideas. There's a lot of success. This is like the Empress with the World card. There's a lot of stability, a lot of success. And you know, I don't give a fuck what the haters say. Like she says in the song, I don't give a fuck about a blog trying to bash me. Right, confidence, the Empress. I'm not going to be lowered to that level. I don't fucking care. Okay, Ace of Wands. Yeah, the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands. You guys getting a ton of downloads, a ton of ideas, and a ton of creativity coming out of you. The Moon. Like, where does she get it, right? Maybe it's, you know, maybe it's something, maybe it's Maybelline, right? Do you guys remember that? Where the fuck does she get it from? Or he, right? If you're a guy watching this, but where do you get it from? Where does pile number 4 get it from? Because it's mysterious. People don't get it. There's justice. You're coming in hard. You're coming in fast. Pile number 4. We have justice and the King of Swords. So also some people jealous about your partner and who you're with and who you've linked up with. Like, how do I get somebody like that in my life? Or how do I find, or if for those of you that haven't found that yet, you will, all right? You're going to meet this King of Swords and you guys are going to go together. Like, what's that song in Greece? Going together like dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? And people are going to be like, how did pile number 4 get blessed so heavily in their life? Like, it's not fair. I feel like people say that. Pile number 4, it's not fair. How does pile number 4 get what they want all the time? They get the person they want. They get the career that they want. They get the projects that they want. They have the ideas. They keep it moving. They, you know, are super dialed into like what spirit is trying to bring them. They have this mysterious quality. It's hard to put your finger on, right? The projects that they come out with, the things that they say are so clear. Like, you know, people are just like, how do you do it, right? What's that saying? Maybe it's something, maybe it's Maybelline. There was a meme that said, maybe it's witchcraft, maybe it's Maybelline, right? People probably thinking with the moon card that you guys are doing some super crazy manifestations, witching, you know, the witching hour here, pile number 4, but the irony of it all is it kind of happens naturally for you in a way because you're so tapped into your own intuition and what works for you, okay? And that's your badass right there. What do you do when people piss you off? Pile number 4. What do you do when people piss you off? We have Judgment here. So yeah, I mean, this is a Pluto card. So some of you guys are saying, hey, I'm really like, you come back with the fire is what I feel. Okay. And you're like, you will not oppress me. You will not hold me down. You will not oppress my voice in any way. And you will not step on my shoes in any fucking way. I will come back with the fire, all right? Because Judgment is pure fire energy. It's pure elemental fire. You know, it's like, I will rain down furious anger upon any who would attempt to destroy my brother. And you will know my name is the Lord, right? You guys know that movie, Pulp Fiction with Sam Jackson? Yeah. And yeah, you guys don't have a good reaction when people try to oppress you or oppress others or keep other people down. You're like, no, I'm going to fight back for sure. And I'm going to come out on top. We have the Emperor. So, you know, they may be met with your temper and your fire, but I also feel like you guys fire back in a very strategic way. You're like, oh, you know, a good healthy sense of competition with the Emperor, the Aries energy here too, Aries and Pluto. Oh, you know, Mars and Pluto. Oh, you want to approach me that way? Well, I'm going to move this chess piece on the board and I'm going to sit back and watch you struggle. Like, I made this move, now it's your turn, right? Megan Thee Stallion, whoever those hoes are that she's talking about in that song, like, they're probably feeling like their faces are on fire after hearing that. But then she's just like, your move, you know? Like, she slides the chess piece across the table, your move, okay? And it's structured fighting, okay? And it's structured like hellfire. Pile number 4. Wow, I love it. I love it for you guys. And, you know, talking about maintaining, I do feel like it does get your fire going with the Judgment. It does get you guys going and it does piss you off. But with the Emperor card, I feel like your response is very structured and it's like, haha, your move, okay? Yeah. Sorry to anybody that messes with you, pile number 4, right? I feel a little sorry for them. They may be a little bit happy that they got a reaction with the Judgment card here, but the way that you respond back in the public, you know, sphere is to be like, okay, watch me. Now it's your move, you know? And it's high pressure on a person that pisses you off because now they have to respond back. And what's their move, right? Where do you go from the Emperor and the Empress? What do? You know, the Fool, act a fool, like whatever, you know, I just feel like their move, it's like, how are they gonna respond to that, okay? So what is Spirit throwing back at the haters for my pile number 4s? What is Spirit throwing back at the haters? The Page of Swords. So the haters becoming obsessed with you is what I feel. All right, pile number 4, like the haters trying to copy you. Like, where's the manual, okay? Where's the book? Where's the manual? If I study hard enough, I mean, you know, people copying you, right, is the highest form of flattery, right? Pile number 4. But like, how did pile number 4, like trying to study what you did and copy the formula that you did, but it doesn't really, like, it doesn't work, okay? And they're walking on a real thin wire here. They're skating on thin ice big time, because it's kind of blocking the flow of their own ideas, and, you know, and it's just causing confusion in their head, I think. And, you know, they kind of do it to themselves. I feel like your haters kind of hang themselves with their own rope. Now, I know that's an old saying, and I know it's kind of a rough saying, pile number 4. So, you know, don't kill me. But like, they kind of like, what that saying means is they kind of, you know, do it to themselves, okay? By trying to understand what you're doing, watching what you're doing. I do feel like your haters become kind of obsessed with what you're saying and doing. They may watch you a lot, and they may put their own ideas, good ideas that they could be having to use to raise themselves up on the back burner, because they're too distracted on what it is that you're doing. Meanwhile, you're getting rapid fire ideas and downloads, okay? So that's the real price of like envy, right? Instead of using envy to like stay in one place and be like, well, why do they get that and I don't get it, right? You know, instead of being like that, take envy as a sign that it's like, I would want that and I like that. So how can I work on that for myself, right? Instead of, and I do feel like you inspire your haters in a way with the Page of Swords. You definitely inspire them in a way, pile number 4, but they just can't copy you. It's not gonna work. So pile number 4, thank you so much for showing up to your reading today. I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you that like this style of reading, go ahead and check out my other channel, Light of Ascension Tarot. We do more readings like this on that channel. So thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.